Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever Peninsula. There will come a time, friends, where I have enough disposable money in this game to make this look better. It's tempting already just to tree gun the heck out of it, but frankly I need to do a little bit of tactical tree removal if we're going to keep the smooth running of this series running smoothly in this series. That is running smoothly. Anyway, here is the train that we built last time. The Borsig is chuffing along the tracks in a chuffing marvellous fashion, and it's pulling into I believe that's Toontown. Could be wrong, but doesn't it look grand? Don't she look lovely? Yes. So it hasn't quite generated much money yet. While you were away, I made a very small tweak. In that, I built this rather splendid new bus stop here right outside the station because the station needs all the help it can get. I then also rerouted the Zion Toon connectivity route train system of buses, which has nothing to do with trains, but I just say the word train anytime I forget what I'm supposed to be saying. Rerouted that here to here as well to see if we couldn't get just a little bit more passenger percolation, as we like to call it in the trade. Now, to see how that's actually working, we will go to the line Profitron, and you'll see that the Generation 1 Toon Elmo is the least profitable route that we are currently running. When I say least profitable, I mean it's costing us the most money to run. Yeah, dear. Well, so be it. Commuter services, if we put all of those together, all of them are losing us money. And that's because, well, arguably, it's a little early to be running commuter services because the towns aren't really big enough to support them. If I was... if I spent the money and put the stations nearer the centre of town, then I definitely wouldn't need commuting services at all. But they should help pack a few more people. I mean, you can see they're all being used. The problem is they don't go very far, so you make precious little cash off each route. The upside, of course, is that actually they don't really lose me much either. And if they are funneling people in the direction of my train services, then everything is good. What you can also see, of course, is that the Arkham to Iron Forge route is making me plenty of cash. And this other Generation 1 train route will do the same in the fullness of time. On the subject of time, the clock is ticking. It is now the June 22nd in 1864 and April 1st, no, 30th. Whatever date it is that the game starts. I mean, I've only done about 6 game starts since this thing came out. But that's the point at which we're going to have to start replacing carriages like there's no tomorrow. 200 of them. Give or take. I think it's just under, maybe 190 some odd. So before we hit that point, I'm going to hit up my loan like I mean it. And we're going to connect Rapture to Zion, which is a very silly idea. So why is it a silly idea? Well, as you can see from the view here in Zion, the landscape is not on our side. But I think we can probably take that as read as the series progresses, that the landscape will never be on our side, although this sets up for a fantastic bit of short-term suspension bridge kind of action going along there, especially if I can route the AI to start building some town up in the middle. That will look absolutely brilliant later on. But not now. No, definitely not now. We're going to put the station in up here somewhere in this area, which means we lose half of Zion from the coverage. But a commuter route will funnel a few more passengers this way. But then cutting down over towards the coast, towards Rapture, and Rapture itself is minuscule. It is the smallest, if not second smallest. It is one of the smallest. I'll find out. Hold on, facts. Let's get facts on our side here. Population, Ankh-Morpork. Okay, Rapture's 5th smallest. Well, that's slightly less dramatic, I suppose. Rapture is the 5th smallest town that we have at the moment, and therefore, running a few trains up and down the island edge here would. Well, actually, this is the mainland. Whatever. Running a train or two in this direction will help that grow a little bit quicker, and hopefully make this quite nice. The second opportunity we have here is this would make a great location to stick a passenger port, which will bring in, fingers crossed, will bring in a few well-minted souls who fancy coming and visiting us from the three islands. So right, well, there's no time like the present. I'm going to pause because frankly, time is not my friend right now. We've got 6 million in loan available. I really do not want to be spending that when on a good year we make 220k profit, eating what are we looking at, 150,000 of that. That's bad news, especially since we're going to start replacing all those carriages as well. There is no good news here in the slightest. I'm going to have to, in fact, this is such a bad idea for a route, given how short of cash I am. But we're going to do it anyway, right? Yeah, we're totally going to do it anyway. Station placement becomes pretty flipping important for this, but we'll make the station as cheap as we possibly can by making it tiny and unobtrusive. Also, if I can get away with it, we don't want to bulldoze any roads unless we absolutely have to. The other benefit that we can get here is by placing well, then the catchment on this small town works in our favour. Now, if I could get out here by the coastline, then I could then follow that up by putting the passenger dock here as well. There you go. See, look, 130. It's not cheap, but the upshot is we get halfway decent coverage. So if I go on, you had no, yeah, there you go. You had me at 127. So that's, I mean, it's relatively close to the centre of town. I mean, I say relatively close. It's not that close to the centre of town. What does Second Street give us? Because that'll boost coverage further for 180. So for an extra 60k, and you know what, it doesn't really do us that many favours. So we'll go without that. We'll pay the 127, and then we're going to have to hit up the bank manager for some more cash. 123 sold. Doesn't connect to the road. Oh, shouldn't have been sold. You delete that, you lose the houses, which will cost you 176. Well, aren't you just the genius to end all geniuses? Now, you could reload the game, but no, we'll ride out our mistakes here. Oh dear, because this isn't gonna. That's gonna go. No, pick your favourite error message. That's what you're getting. All right, okay. If in doubt, I can't afford to. Well, we'll soon see about that. Right, caution, wind. Introduce yourselves to one another. Right, okay, we're off. No, that's it. That's the sign of commitment there, and all of that catchment that I was just celebrating that I had is now meaningless because I bulldozed the houses that were the catchment radius in question. I've also left myself with an additional slope, which I possibly should have surveyed initially. Right, I can't spend too freely on this. If I can get away with not burning through all of the money I just borrowed, then life becomes a little better. Now, that actually is a little bit cheaper the way we go. Now, Zion's over there. You know where the information button is here. Zion's over that way, but I'm going to try and mirror the road until we cut across, probably there-ish, to try and minimise the amount of landscape interference that we're going to get. I mean, the amount of landscape interference is going to be significant. 565 quid to bulldoze that. Sold. Coming through. Right, okay, now then, talk to me. Now, one of the things that we'll possibly find here is, if I pull it back to here, you'll see that to get to there is like 93 grand. You've got a little bit of bridge, which is nice. We're going to go a wooden bridge, you know, full-on wood to start with. Yeah, keep reducing the price. That's it. But going a little further might not necessarily elongate the price. I say might not necessarily because it's very obvious that it is. I don't know what elongating a price actually looks like, but there it is, slightly elongated. So it's proved to be just a smidge cheaper to actually run with embankment rather than a bridge. So let's stick with that. Now, where am I cutting across? This is a very long way when I haven't got much money. All right, people keep obsessing about turning this on. And honestly, none of this is good news. Right. So what I'm hoping to find here is a big uninterrupted patch that is on one elevation. It looks like we might be able to snake through there without it costing the earth. Let's let's put a straight line in. 100 grand. See, I mean, all of this embankment building is, well, if we just go that way. $1.5 million to you, Gov. We don't want tunnels if we can avoid it. Go on, keep going. Oh, 700. Oh, yep. Well, no, we shaved $250,000 off the cost there. I might not take it, but I'm going to leave that like that, and then have a look and see where we're up to. So our track has reached thus far, and we've spent 300k. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, that's absolutely dandy. The loan's going to murder me. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. I don't know if crow flying is actually going to do us any favours. So if we said that was 700k to do that, right? So we've got 5.7 to get from here to here. Now, if I wiggle it around to try and stay within elevation, or at least avoid some of the bigger adjustments that we've got going on there, can I do it for less than that? Historically speaking, no, I can't. I'm far too likely just to make a mess of it. Although that's a lovely bit of bridge. No, come back. Right, okay, right. Let's go again and see what we can do. This is welcome to the episode, people. This is what we're doing. This is today's caper. Right. So if we start there, 5 grand for that much. All right, I'll have it. All right, now next bit. So we'll do just a smidge at a time that doesn't involve too much of the. You see this shaded business going on here? That's where we're having to pay smoothing costs or terrain adjustment costs. So what I'm going to do a little bit at a time, wiggle it until I get a price that I feel properly represents VFM. That's value for money, friends. Right, okay, good. Next. Yeah, keep going. Now remember, if that dips below 5 million, this has cost more than just going as the crow flies. And we shall use this as the template for whatever it is that I build next. Because if I can do it cheaper by wiggling a little bit at a time, then we'll do it this way. If not, then I'll just suck it up and we'll do the brute force expensive version. Now, how much bank do we need to get? Oh dear. Oh yes. Oh, well, okay, there's nothing but good news this way. Right, okay, let's do that. I'm not too bothered about the speed of curve, although, you know, going a little bit faster than 70 would be delightful, but there you go. Oh, I haven't switched miles per hour back on. I was going to. Oh, no, we don't want to tunnel. But as long as I don't drop below 60, then we are going to be somewhat suited to this early era of train that is available. I don't mind an occasional slow. That's very expensive. Look at the amount of landscape I'm having to monkey with there. Yeah, I think actually deleting back a touch might have been a smarter thing to do there. All right, 60. Do you want to dip into 50 at some point? Oh, we do want to dip into 50, but it involves going uphill quite dramatically. And it means that it's really unlikely we're going to avoid tunnelling. All right, no, we don't want to tunnel. I want to stay on the perimeter of this mountainside. All right, hold on. Let's look at the land. So if we come around here and we stay just below this line here. Now, you're going to do quite a lot of landscape shaping as we go, but if we stay on the line, we can break out of the forested area to here, which makes the shot into that section a little more plausible. All right, you can have that one, but that's a third of your budget gone. All right, don't panic, man. We've got this. It's all good. What happened to closely mirroring this contour line? Well, you say closely mirroring, but, you know, we're in the same ballpark. Find the cheapest one. Cheapest one, okay. Well, there was a 46 up there. That's a 46 as well, and it maintains the speed a touch, so we'll keep that on. There you go. This is already looking like me doing it a tiny bit at a time is actually cheaper. Do you want to drop to 30 something? No, but there was a 41. I saw it. We'll take 42. That's near enough. Okay. All right. Keep going. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to avoid a bridge in a moment, but we'll see. I hadn't intended to do episodes filled with, you know, bridge building and all of that kind of jazz in this series. See, that's 42 grand to do that with a bit of bridge. We don't really want to bridge any further than that. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No. You've got to get back onto. You've got to get back onto solid land here. Also, I think it may be in your interest to increase our elevation a smidge as we go. Well, I'll tell you something for nothing. It's going to be a cracking view as we do that. That's 105 versus 86 versus 74. We'll take the cheap one. Price is everything at the moment, and we're a little way off having to concern ourselves with speed increases at the moment. Keep it up this way, and you'll save yourself some money. Okay, right. How much is that? That is more than the original measurement, and I say 400k in the process. All right. Okay. Well, we're doing it this way then. Right. I think we get on down here and we parallel the road, because the road has already done some smoothing for us. So if we keep going this way, that's a massive gouge. Sorry, I'm not actually planning to do it this way. I'm just getting I'm getting a price tag. 200 grand. That's not too bad for a length of track like that. And then we are snapped alongside the road. The problem is that we've got this ridiculous curve coming up here. So if we were going here instead, why, sir, that's 400,000. No, that's a cool million, because you've put a tunnel in. Yeah, we're not ready for tunnels yet. Get over here. Give me something in the 300k mark. There you go. Yeah, keep going down. Keep coming down. Keep coming down. No, it's going back up. All right. I'll take 350. There you go, 348. Now, we have wiggled a little bit too far that way, but we can wiggle back again, and we've maintained track speed. Yeah, okay. Hold on. What have you got coming up? Well, it's lumpy and downhill. All right, we'll go with it. I'll build a bit of bridge, because we're going to have to. Oh, this is ill-conceived. Okay. Yes, 200 grand. Come on, get in alongside there, but make it nice and cheap. You want everything. You can't have it doing exactly the route you want to do and nice and cheap at the same time. 244 to get to there. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Right, now then, let's get rid of this bit. Yeah, I know it's a main connection, but we've got to go down there, so you're just going to have to live with it. And then I'll put in a flaming hideous level crossing in a moment. Right, dude, oh dear. You've not made putting a flaming hideous level crossing an easy manoeuvre. Right, okay, well, it's going to cost what it costs, I think. Does that last section really need to be another 50k on top of that? That's quite nice. That's 120 though. There were cheaper options were available. See, look, you can go in a straight line to there, and it's only going to cost you 80. All right, okay. Back this one up a little bit, because you've already built some embankments, so you're going to save yourself some cost. Collision. No, not collision. Oh, noes. Okay, right, well, just okay. We have yet to become frustrated. But we are already removing bits of track needlessly, or building bits of track needlessly. Can you just ease it down a bit? And just keep it low down. You know what? This is lovely. I mean, I don't mean it's lovely as in, oh, this is my finest track build ever. No, far from it. This is a needs-must kind of a track build, but what we're ending up with is really nice scenery. A more expensive route would be to just continue at this elevation across there, but I'm down with it. And also, because we've used a bit of bridge, that's my road problem sorted. And in other news, we just managed to connect up the town itself. The small crunchy road will do the trick. Now then, where's the cheapy option as far as a bit of road is concerned? If we did that going under there, and then whizzle it up here. Too much slope? Nah, don't believe you. There you go. Right, lovely. And then pull that onto here. That's marvellous. Just hopefully the breakneck speed coming down the hill there doesn't cause for many a cart disaster, as is often the way. Right, okay, now then, let's go and address the other side of things. Well, the good news is this has only cost me $1.5 million so far, and it could have cost me quite a lot more. Could have cost me quite a lot less, of course, but you can't have it all. Now, we kind of identified this, or maybe there, as our station point. I mean, the track's got as far as there already. This isn't too horrendous. In fact, it's not as horrendous as I thought it was going to be. It's also not the smartest thing I could do. If I was playing this purely for cash, what I would have done is amplified all of my my initial train routes. No, the other one, bus routes. Very good. Carry on. Amplified all of my initial bus routes to go further and connect up more towns and all of that kind of stuff, because in doing so, you keep your running costs fairly low. You can ramp things up quite quickly. I gave almost no consideration to that, so I'm a marvel. Since we're here, let's grab this. Can I get a nice one in here? And I'm going to pay over the odds a little bit because we need to do some smoothing. Maybe. Okay. Well, look. Maybe there's another locale that would be more suited. All right. Well, that last one was 86-ish. We don't want to move the buildings at all. I want to slot between them, giving half a chance. What about this side? Well, I mean, this has got accessibility on its side, but it's 20k more expensive. You just spent 100 and some odd you just spent $1 million and some odd on a new bit of line. I'll have you know, I almost spent 2 million. And now you're quibbling over 10k. No, I'm not. I'm quibbling over 30k. There we go. Take it. It's within range of the station. It's not perfect. It'll do. We'll make it work. You probably. Right, now then, we have the choice to kind of follow this fat contour line, which is nonsense, of course, because it suggests that that's all on the same elevation, but it isn't. There's a pricey bit. No, we're going in a straight line. It's going to be expensive, but we need to get to here. Yeah. And then there is the very real chance that we have to stick a tunnel at the other. Oh, wait. You've got that going a little bit further than you want. All right, well, let's go. Let's try it first. Right, 400k. It's just such a nice piece of bridge. Any reduction on that? If we pump it down some, 379. I think we can do it cheaper than that. Just so you know, but we're going to need to shift that back a little bit, maybe just before that corner. Good news is it's cost of track alone to put that back in. Okay, well, it was 379. We got that down to 325 will get us as far as there, and it's in a lovely straight line to the town. Turn the contours off; they're hideous, and then bash. An extra 100k. People are going to go, ooh, we're on the quick bit. And I go, yeah, we are on the quick bit. How do we feel about that? Well, I think you can muck about with it, but you're not going to do it much better. Okay, right, there you go, connected. Woohoo! Right, well, that's something, I suppose. Next up, we're going to do our naming convention. So this was Zion Central? No, that's Zion Central. Look, it's already there. Now, just because your naming convention doesn't reflect stuff that's already going on, this is Zion Station. This is the way that I'm naming my interior routes, and usually I don't bother that much. But the original bus station is Zion Central. It's bus station, so it's basically a bit of a flag in the ground, but little more than a bird box. And then you get the station, which is the one that's going to be right next to the existing Generation 1 stadium. Station, thank you. Later on, we shall deploy something a little bit more adventurous, possibly a second station at each town. I'm keen, which is why I'm naming my original train routes Generation whatever. I am keen to kind of maintain a sense of historic whatchamacallit as we expand. Assuming, of course, I stay in business that long. Certainly can't rule it out. Although in a small voice in the back of my head says, why don't you, because that's how these things tend to start, for the next one, why don't you use the free smoothing tool and see what can be accomplished with that? Now, I wouldn't use it in order to, I'll show the free smoothing tool when I've got this running. And it's not a terrible idea. Not because I want to cheat on the money side of things, but I plan on using it in a really quite restrained, yeah, I know, it's still me, a relatively restrained fashion. I've no idea if it's a good idea or not, but, you know, there it is. How are you feeling about that? Well, we do a loop in order to get Poplar Street on the right side, but I think that's going to be somewhat inevitable anyway. Although you're burning a bit of profit there, but that's okay because these lines don't really make profit anyway. It's all about getting the station passengers to the station. Right, okay, good. So you're what? Commuter Zion. Okay, easy enough. Right, where's my nearest bus depot? Is it? It can't be there. Is it? No, that's a train depot. So you were right, it can't be there. Also, you will recall that you deleted a road depot recently, and it's going to be this one. I don't want to buy another one, especially since we're at the kind of the edge of the proceedings at the moment here. Right, okay, horse, stagecoach. How many do you want? Let's go 4. Set line commuter Zion. Okay, right, that's that one plumbed in. If I can get away with not spending more than another $1 million, that would help significantly. Right, what's our catchment over at the other end of things? Pretty ruddy awful. What about here? Well, that gets the whole of town. It literally gets the whole of town. So we could just have one coach, just doing a little trip up to there, and we might get a bit of business. And we're going to need it because there aren't any passengers in Rapture to speak of. So this train is going to be an unprofitable route for quite some time, unless, miracle of miracles, we manage to spur some progress into things. Now, interestingly, I have actually had a modicum of success with point-to-point routes like this before. In towns. In fact, one of the most successful kind of early build routes that I've built, or early commuter setups that I built, has one single station at the train station, one stop at the train station, and then if the train station is relatively central in town, use your imagination here, people, you'd have one stop out here somewhere, another one out there, and another one out there, and one bus going to and from on each one. Right, no messing, no fuzz, none of this figure 8 rubbish that I do. It's it's just effective. And you don't start with Rapture, you start with commuter rap chore. Right, and also you need to name that. So this is Rapture Station. Now, I don't know. You may recall better than I whether or not I have a fixation with targeting tiny towns, which is alliteration, and therefore it makes it artistic for me to actually use the phrase. That's the train depot again. Well done. Good. You found that first time. And second time. Well, where's the other one gone? How far away did you call those coaches in from? I think they were up here in Toontown. Yeah, they're up here in Toontown. There you go. Oh, well, one more. So it's going to take it a year to get there. A year? You'll be lucky. I don't know. Lost my train of thought. No, I haven't lost my train of thought. My train of thought is exactly where I left it. Do I have a fixation in previous series with, rather than going for the easy stuff, we all know where the easy stuff is here. Caprica, Moss Eisley, Shermer. Bosh, 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 bosh. Money, 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 money. What's wrong with me? Why didn't I just do that? It's not as much fun. Okay, all right, fine. And because this route is lengthy and therefore has a significant opportunity to make some cash, even running without a full passenger load. Okay, we all know that distance is the deal maker in this game. What I'm doing now, in case you hadn't realised, is I'm surveying a point at which I can fling in a cheeky depot, and I think it's going to be about here, because I want somewhere that is anything even remotely close to being flat, and this is not. That's a bridge, and just so I know, how much would this bridge cost instead of that one? Oh, a huge. You're telling, is this a flat cost? It is. It's 450 grand no matter where you stick it. Well, that is certainly worth knowing. Okay, fine. We won't be using it for a little while, but okay, 500,000, more or less anywhere you put it. On which note, where are we going to put you? Well, we want it on the same. What are you trying to do? It's not a bus depot. You have to put a little bit more work into it than that. You need, some track and so forth. All right, well, if we pull a bit of track this way and then see if it slots in there without it costing me 100 grand. How about 70? Fine, I've committed to this endeavour now, and therefore a little bit more expense isn't going to make anything much worse than it is already. Right. Now, so you're going from Zion, which is a good name for the station, out to Rapture. Side note, I'm not sure one train's going to be enough for this. I think you might need two. I think the turnaround time on this is going to be too lengthy. So this is a Gen 1. I can't remember if I put spacing in or not. I did not. Good for me. I did. Good for me. You have just followed the naming convention. Zion Rapture, which does sound like something that happens in the end times. So keep your wits about you for that one. Okay, right, now choose a train. We want a capacity in the 25 to 30 kind of a range. We've got a few extra locos. I'm going to go American with this one. I know I said I would use different nationalities on different continents. I'm using air quotes for continents there. You'll do 98 kilometres an hour. No, surely not. 6'2 Crampton. You'll do 98. That's ridiculous. What about this Baldwin? I'll do 65. These are clearly tweaked, because here's the other Baldwin. That's 40. And you know what? I like this. That looks grand. Have I got any wagons that will go with it? Well, you never know. The General, meanwhile, 45 or 65. No. Or an American Standard 440, or a small 240. There are some cute-looking trains. Express Passenger, 90. Tractive effort's not brilliant. Power's so-so. What does the Borsig do, power-wise? And never mind, ignore, forget I spoke. Okay, right. Well, there is the payoff in that they are a little bit more expensive. So this, doing 65, is equivalent to the Borsig in terms of power, but in terms of speed, it's quite good fun. I think we'll go with that, not because it is the most suited loco, but because it is likely to become, what's the word I'm after here? Obsolete, quicker than others. Oh, Hold on, you're using a chancy mod here. Yes. And therefore, saving the game would be a really, really smart thing to do at this point. Okay, now these passenger cars, right? So these clerestory style passengers, they're great, but they're heavy. Heavy. So heavy, in fact, that I can't make my voice deep enough to make them properly resonate. So maybe we go with these chaps instead. No, they don't give us the same top speed, in which case, why are you even bothered about the top speed? Actually, these weigh 15,000 kilos as well. These only weigh 18, these only weigh 20, and you get 14 on board. So you could go with 2 of these. Go on, man. 2 of those, it's £1 million. All right, okay, fine. All right, that gives you 28 capacity, which is right in the middle of the target zone. Yeah, I know, but that means that I've spent 1.2 million on this train. The odds that it pays for itself are becoming slimmer by the moment. Ah, get over yourself. All right, okay, go on in, Zion Rapture. Oh, hold on, you've named the route wrong. Oh, it's because Zion's got 4 letters. So this is Zion Wrapped. There you go. What do you think? Do you want to buy another one now, or do you want to pay this back? You've got 5 months to make your mind up. All right, well, I'll pay that much back now, and we'll see what it looks like in turnaround time after we send it out the door. We are sending it out the door. Just solid whistle there. Look at the little guy. There's a bit of a lump there that I hadn't seen before. All right, looks fine. Driver's got himself some patio doors on the back, just in case it gets drafty. And I think with these two coaches on there, it does look rather jolly. And yeah, I think it definitely looks rather jolly. Right, let's see what sort of speed we get on the approach into Zion, and then once we get there, we'll ride on for the route in the other direction. And amongst yourselves, you can decide. Hold on, this is the Chet vacant. Those of you who said that I'd omitted to name the last train, that's not true. I had named it. In fact, is the list of all trains at the moment. You've got the Bingo Hazmat, which you already knew about, the Chet vacant, and what did I call the other one? I can't actually remember. Hold on, it'll be at the bottom. It's the Spot Bumson. Obviously, it's the Bumson. So that's fine. After, of course, the founding fathers of this great international nation. Just so you're aware of that. Oh, I do like the Colonel Cam days. They're where you've got no money, so you just sit back and watch stuff do its thing. Splendid. Oh, that's a very nice view. It's even got the little bulldozer on the side there. That's peachy. Right, I'm not anticipating a passenger here, but you never know. Well, you do know. There's no passenger there. All right, okay. All aboard, everybody. Let's see what we can encounter viewward as we progress toward Rapture. And you never know, this trip itself might be somewhat rapturous, and therefore the trip towards Rapture will have a double meaning, or something along those lines. Anyway, now then, for those of you who are playing along at home, here's your news update. I've updated the mod collection, so your Steam Workshop should rear into life. But what have we added? Well, I'll tell you. We've added some more locos, particularly European ones, and then we added the USA Variety Pack 2.0. Oh yeah, that we're riding on a bit of that now. We've got a couple of GWR early coaches to go with some of the European trains particularly British trains that I've added, and then we added the 1850 Naffy's car. Now I think, in all honesty, it was rather optimistic of me to add the Naffy's car at this stage, but there it is. It's added anyway. It suddenly dawns on me that I spent extra money on the 80 km/h speed limit version of this. My loco only does 65. There's a few drop 260 on this route. I should have just bought the 50s, although we are doing 56 now. What else did I add? Hollingsworth and something or other, which is an American coach design type of deal. Look at this. This is proper roller coaster territory. Yeah, revisiting that and keeping it on the same level might actually have saved me some money as well. But here we go, we're rocketing through. And I should point out, we are not accelerating time here at all. Alright, so you do little sections of track. It ends up being a bit more uppy and downy. Well, that's alright, I don't mind that. That's a bit of uppy and downy is good for all. Here's the good bit. Oh, this is lovely. I mean, you've got the view of the coast. You're up on a nice bit of bridge. We didn't hit 60 kilometers an hour anyway, so the bridge speed limit doesn't apply to us. And then we're into the downhill towards Rapture. Some more bits of displaced mud that need cultivating later on. Up to 65, so we're at top speed now. Beautiful. One can only assume that the return leg is not going to be quite as swift. In fact, no assumption is necessary. The return leg is not going to be anywhere near as swift. Yeah, that's... Well, we'll see how bad it is, but it's going to come down to what level of power. How's another good bit coming up? Look at that. Is this not a route that you would pay an extra 10 to 15 of your local currency in order to ride on, in order to get views like that? Actually, let's go with percentage. An extra 10 to 15%. Just to get a great view, and especially since, look at that, the food factory there. You can see how the sausages are made as you go past. And what more could you ask for? Well, honestly, not a lot. And then we get a nice little bump in the track here as we go over another bridge. I tell you something else. If I weren't rabbiting on, the train sounds here are really quite splendid. Yeah, I know this is most enjoyable. Oh my goodness, oh, when you think you've seen it all, then you kind of go, oh, the approach into town is nothing short of majestic. And I'm not even sure we're anywhere near town yet. Well obviously we are, because that's town. I didn't realise I'd built the station right at the low end. The other thing that I haven't considered is that by putting it here, I have rather suggested to the town planners that they don't build any of it. Oh, that's a nice station. That's beautiful. Well, I never did. Right, let's get off. We've got no passengers. It's going to take ages before it's got any passengers. I mean, it will be assisted if we ever get any wagons turn up to kind of shove people around town. But honestly, that it's still going to take ages. Let's have a look at the turnaround time on that one. 9 minutes. Yeah, being less than that would be good. It really would. It would be good to be less than that. Anyway, that was let's say pretty much bang on a month to do one leg there. So it's gonna, it's gonna turn around. It's gonna do potentially 12 runs in a year. I would say that the return leg, this is going to be quite slow. Oh no, you're not kidding. This isn't quite slow. Oh no. We should have a team of horses with us to help get it up the hill. Old Gutless here is having a bit of trouble with the coaches that it's got going on. I tell you what though, I'm gonna get the thumbnail for this video any time here. I'm going to get a view of the bridge, and actually this is look, isn't that striking? Didn't that make you want to click on this? I'm going to say yes, it did. But we're going to continue to follow it along. What are we up to now? Come on, talk to me. 30. Oh, now you talk. Hold on. No, sorry, you can't have a go. There we go. I want the bridge, I want the train, and I want the coast in the background. That might do it. It might. We don't know. I mean, we work in using... Oh, look at that. That's nice. I know I'm easily impressed by, a nice bit of view. That's not a nice bit of view. You ruined it. I was trying to get this mangled flipping undercoating out of the way. To be honest, I can just put the camera anywhere here and it looks great. So if I were to, if we said that this did end to end in about a month, and I wanted to put a second train on here, how much does this hurt, dude? Yeah, I had a feeling it possibly would. Keep going, keep going. You've got to just believe in yourself, and you'll get up this slope. Come on, hold it together. I'm sure there's a downhill section for you somewhere, but there we go. Right, September 15th. So that's halfway through the month. 16th. This is not a good passing spot, man. Because that's what I'm looking for. If it takes half the month, let's go there and pause. If I want to put another train on here, and I do, I really don't want to spend the money, but nothing will make this route become profitable faster than adding a second train to it. In fact, do I run a coach route out here as well? Rapture Elmo, nope. Rapture Elmo, no, I don't think I do run a Rapture Zion, so that's okay. But I think if I were to really chance it and go for here is the passing section, and we keep it properly short, which is cheaper, going that way. Okay. Alright, now we've already done most of the smoothing work here. Sorry, it's not smoothing at this point, it's terrain mangling. We've done most of the terrain mangling by this point. I think, unless I go a little bit further, we're going to end up with one train having to wait for a bit. I just don't want to spend too much cash. That's 40k. I don't want to go any further. Alright. Merge it back on. 53. Let's do that, because obviously what we're also doing is we're interrupting the profitable side of things, the downhill run. We're interrupting that while it's at high speed. How much are you going to charge me for a signal? It's £3,000, so I can afford one signal. Well, aren't I the lucky one? Oh, you genuinely are. Okay, right. There you go, and we'll buy that. You're out of cash. All right. Well, we'll run it forwards a little bit further. Yeah. There you go. Right. Yeah, I just wanted enough to buy another signal, and then I'm going to have to take a loan out in order to buy another train anyway. And it's another £1.5 million. Do you want to do that? Do you really want to do that? I've just been banging on, only ever so slightly, but I have nonetheless been banging on about how the route to success on this route will be multiple trains. So yes, I am going to add a second one. Okay, right. Well, if you're quick, then your spacing should be good. If you're not, then your spacing won't be good. So we have a Baldwin Pioneer. Not enough money. Oh yeah, sorry, hang on. Bank manager! £2.5 million. Oh. Okay, well, I have one of them, thank you, and we'll strap a couple of these lads onto the back end of it. See, look, that's a saving of 200k, yeah, and 30k running cost a year. Well, you've committed to the 80s now. Yeah, I mean, how bad can it be? Oh, I'm not sure that was a good idea. Yeah, neither am I. No, okay, you've committed to the 80s. All right, okay, yeah, buy them. Good. Well, excellent choice of wasting a little bit more money there anyway. Thanks, man. Right, okay, there we go. Oh, he needs a name. Because this is the partner to the Chet Vacant. This can be Chet's the female collaborator, who I suppose is one of the founding mothers of this great international nation that we've got. Come on there, dude. Out you come. I can't come out. No, there's a train coming. Oh yeah, there is, isn't there? Oh, yes. You're going to have a little bit of a weight on your hands. It's all right. I don't mind. Well, look, I'll tell you what. We'll give you at least a signal there, and then you can come out and at least say howdy to the folks at home. Come on, it's howdy. It's howdy time. Right, let's repay $1 million of the loan. It's so bad. I want to get it over $500,000. That's the critical thing, because otherwise I will burn through the 300 and however much I've got left, which will make me another $500,000 in debt. Right, total construction cost $2.5 million. New vehicles, 2.5 million. We spent 5 million quid on a route that is at best optimistic. Anyway, as naming conventions go, this is Cindy Vapid, the female counterpart to Chet Vacant, as you well know. And that will wrap it up for today. We shall, oh look, we've got a view. We'll wait at the signal, we'll have the coast in the background, everybody will be delighted. He's looking at the roof, going, I wonder if I should repaint this. There's some kind of texture going on there. That's all nice. I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. The series will continue because that's what I do, is I continue. I invite you to join me for the next episode, which will be along presently. Thanks very much for watching. Cheerio. I think I might have overextended my spending. Not on the route. I mean, the route was always going to be expensive. But in overspending on those carriages, that might be a bit of a concern, because we're about to hit a point where I haven't got any money for quite a while, as every time we tip into the green by 15 grand or so, we'll buy another wagon. And therefore having 3 million quid's worth of train just running around the track empty is maybe not the best way to go, friends. But we'll see how it pans out. If I have to mothball that line in order to save my bacon, and then extend the loan out to maximum, and stick more wagons out there, then that's what we'll do. I'm not thrilled about the idea, but we'll see how it goes. You never know. Maybe it'll turn around quickly and generate a massive amount of profit, very, very fast. But something says I don't think that's gonna happen.